Hello and welcome. Hopefully I am live on my page, that's what it says. And hopefully we've got some people. I'm just going to wait for a couple of people to join us. As always, I will be posting this to my Facebook page. So if you don't catch the live tonight, you can watch it over the next week. And yeah, all of the demonstration and the quiz and the chance to earn some prizes from my Pick a Prize and my BOGO sale will be open for the full week from now until next Friday. I also will be posting this to YouTube, so hopefully I'll catch some of my YouTube subscribers. If you're in Australia, yes, you can participate. If you're not in Australia, feel free to answer the quiz and comment and ask questions anyway. That's all good. I can only ship prizes and product to people within Australia. So hopefully, yes, we'll get some people joining us. I'm just going to wait a little bit longer before I dive into my catalogue. I've got my catalogue here. I actually put a little thing up on my Facebook page about a couple of weeks ago, a little promotion that said take a photo of yourself with your catalogue. So if you haven't already done that, if you're one of my VIPs and you've received your catalogue in the mail, I want you to go and take a selfie with your catalogue and post it somewhere on my Facebook page, because I'm actually going to choose a random person from those photos to receive some new catalogue goodies in the mail. So that was a little promotion that I started a couple of weeks ago. Excuse me. So go and grab your catalogue. You will find it handy to have your catalogue as well while I'm demonstrating some of the things that I'm going to be showing you tonight, because I'll be diving in and showing you where they come from, what suites they come from. I'm using most of the products that I got in my pre-order. So I'm showing you 3 different stamp sets tonight from 2 different suites. There are actually 10 new suites, product suites, beautiful suites that are available in this new catalogue. So if you haven't had a good look at them, if you don't have a catalogue, make sure you let me know and I can send one to you if you don't have a demonstrator looking after you. Okay, so if you have received your catalogue, don't forget to take that photo. What's the other things I needed to remind you? Yes, you've got a week to participate in the quiz and also in the Pick a Prize. So I will be choosing a winner with the correct answer to my quiz questions. I've got 9 quiz questions throughout my presentation tonight. So even if you don't catch this live, you can come in and watch it later and write the answers to your questions 1 through 9. And I will pick a winner, a random winner out of all of the correct answers to each question. So I'll be giving away 9 prizes from my Pick a Prize. You'll also get to pick a prize, so I'll pick one randomly for you for booking into a Stamper Stack, a class, or going in my next round of clubs, which starts in July. So I'll be putting up the details of that. So let me know if you want to join any of the classes that I've got coming up. I've actually posted them all on my Facebook page. So you will be able to see them on my Facebook page, my business page, and you can SMS me, even email me to book a seat for yourself and a friend in any of those classes. There's also the online option, so you'll still get to pick a prize even if you do by mail, a class by mail. Sorry, not online, but by mail. And of course, if you book a workshop, you'll get to pick a prize as well. Now let me just show you what's in my Pick a Prize. I'm going to flip my camera around. Should we have anyone joining us? It'd be nice to see some people. I feel like I'm talking to myself, which is probably because I am, but that's okay. I'm going to just show you guys what is up for grabs. There's some really nice little products here that I've got in my stash. I have a stamp set, so someone could win a stamp set. So that's the beautiful Calming Camellia set. I've got some doilies, I've got some cardstock, love that cinnamon cider, which is retired now, but it's great for masculine cards. I've got some of that gorgeous rainbow paper from Celebration, the Sunshine and Rainbows, some glue, a few re-inkers, oh, and lots of embellishments. So one of these could be yours, guys, if you answer one of the questions correctly and your name gets drawn out, or you book into any of my classes. There's other embellishments here, the matte ones. I've got some ribbons as well. Oh my goodness, I've got so many ribbons. I've got some Fleur de Flamingo, that's the gold, beautiful gold ribbon. That was from the Fine Art Suite. Some red ribbon and some of our new rose gold and white ribbon, which is absolutely stunning. It's a nice wide ribbon too. You could fray that and make it look really gorgeous. Plus some bumblebee trinkets. So all of these I'm going to be giving away to the lucky winners. And yeah, and it's first in best dress. So once all of the prizes are gone, there will be no more prizes left. So first in best dressed. I've also got a BOGO sale. So at the moment, just for the week only, from this Friday to next Friday, what's 7 days from now? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes, May the 20th, you guys will be able to spend up to $200 in the new catalogue, or even in the current January to June mini catalogue. It doesn't matter which catalogue. Up to $200 worth, you will get to choose from my BOGO sale. Now, these are just a couple of items I've got in the sale. These are bundled items. So you've got the Dress to Impress bundle with the matching dies. That's worth $60. You've got Handsomely Suited. That's worth $40. I haven't priced this one yet. So yeah, so all of them will be priced pretty much per catalogue price, just maybe a little bit less. So you can either buy these outright, or you can add them to your order, or add them, just ask me which ones you'd like to get for free. So if you've ordered $200 worth of product from catalogue, you'll get to choose $200 worth from my BOGO sale. Now this just helps me keep my products going out the door, so I've got room for my other products on my shelves, but it's also a thank you from me to my regular customers who place orders, and I like to make these available for a short time. I'll have those up on my blog tomorrow so that you can reserve them. There'll be instructions in the blog post. You'll need to comment down the bottom which items you would like, and that's after you've placed the order, either via email or via phone or in my online store. And then you just contact me to collect your BOGO, reserve your BOGO items. So that's another little offer that I've got happening. Hi, Anne, good to see you. Yeah, so, oh great, I'm so glad you could come along to the Stamper Stack. That is awesome. I hope we get a few more people along to that. I've got a couple of people doing that by mail. One of the cards is super cute, and it's actually featuring the first suite that I'm going to be showing you guys. So have a look out, just stay tuned for that. I'll show you, I'll give you a sneaky peek of one of our Stamper Stack cards. Alrighty, and of course, as always, with any order, if you spend $250 or more, you will get to choose host rewards. Now let me just take you right to the back of the new catalogue just so I can show you the host rewards section, because there's some new items in that section. There's the host rewards chart, and if you have a look on page 179, if you've got your catalogue, you'll see the chart, and it starts at $250. So if you are just putting in an order for yourself, at $250, comes to $250 before shipping, you will get to choose 10% extra for free. So that's an extra $25 for free on top of your order. So that's a really nice thank you from Stampin' Up. It goes up from there. So when you get to 500, say you place an order for 500 before shipping, you'll get to choose 12% of the order, and that works out to be around $60, I think. And it keeps going up. There's also a half price item to choose when you've reached $750 or more. And that can be from anywhere in the catalogue. So some of those big ticket items you can get for half price, which is very nice. Now there are also a few new stamp sets that are available just for hosts, and there is also a selection of papers which is available. Now there is a misprint. If you've got your catalogue and you're looking at that going, it looks like there's more than 12 sheets, you are correct. It is actually 48 sheets that you get in that pack, and you pay only $31 for it as a host reward. So if you say, for example, you're getting your $25 host rewards, you'll just pay the difference if that's the item that you want to get, that gorgeous designer daydream paper. There's also a couple of new stamp sets. There's a really cute one with cats and dogs, which I know is going to be really popular. It's called Sit, Stay and Relax, and that is just $38 host reward. Garden Grandeur, some gorgeous two-step stamps there. That's just $18.50 for hosts. Plus there is another stamp set with 6 stamps in it called Begin with a Dream, and that's a really inspiring stamp set, talking about how a little thing can make a big change. I really like the theme of that set, so I think that one's going to be really popular. So there's the new host rewards, and just don't forget about those, because you can order those with your host rewards, or you can choose to order from anywhere in the catalogue, and there is lots and lots of new stuff in here. So I might start with a really quick catalogue tour. Let me just put my catalogue so it's fully in the shot there. If you have already been through your catalogue, you may have marked some pages, you may have post-it notes, you may have even written in the margins or circled some samples that you want to try making yourselves. We've got our own ways of reading through our catalogue, especially for the first time, and this catalogue has been no different. There are some new things in this catalogue which I did want to share with you. So if you've got a favourite stamp set that you've already decided is your must-have from the catalogue, let us know in the comments. We'd love to know what your favourite is. I love this opening page. It is featuring some of the gorgeous paper, and I'm trying to remember what it's called. I'm going to go over to the back and look at all the papers again, because I've just ordered this paper. It hasn't arrived yet. When I get my next order, I am going to open it live on my Facebook page, so you can see what I've got. It was quite a big order this time. This is from the Hues of Happiness, and it's the Hues of Happiness suite, but the Hues of Happiness paper, designer series paper, is absolutely stunning. That picture doesn't do it justice. You come to this page and you can actually see samples that are made with the paper, and the stamp set that goes with the paper coordinates with the paper, and there's dies as well. So if you go to page 108 and 109, it'll give you a rundown of all of the items in the suite. So there it is. You've got the bundle, which includes the stamps and the dies, and they coordinate together. You've got some standalone dies as well as dies that cut out around the flowers and the shapes in both the stamp set and the paper. So this really is a standout suite. I love it too because it's got a whole rainbow of colours in it. If you have a look, you've got Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Pool Party, Night of Navy, and Fresh Freesia. So it really truly is a rainbow of the 6 colours that are in the rainbow. And there's the stamp set, and it's got some lovely greetings in it, which you can use all year round. Love it. It's so versatile. I've started off with the paper, but I think I'm going to be very tempted to get the bundle, especially as it's 10% off, $87.25 for both the stamps and those gorgeous dies. And then I'll be able to make all these beautiful samples on page 1, just the inside cover of the catalogue. You'll notice too that the catalogue features some beautiful fresh flowers in the artwork, just to change things up a bit. On the cover, you've got some fresh flowers as well as some die-cut flowers, and there's a little stamp peeking out from behind this beautiful card here. Love it. And I've just noticed that there is a perforator die, which makes like a little notebook page, like it's been torn out of a notebook. I love that. I completely missed that in my first look through the catalogue. Alrighty, so the table of contents is always good to go to. Plus, there's some really nice recent photos of the Gardner family. I love that there's always a photo of Shelley, who's the co-founder of Stampin' Up. There is a photo of Sarah and Sean and their family. She's the CEO. And yeah, Shelley and Sterling have 5 daughters, and that's their extended family, their grandkids as well. Just showing there. So it's really nice to kind of catch up and see where they're at and how old they're getting. Since 2006 when I joined, some of those kids were very little, and now they're getting married and having kids of their own. It's kind of scary. Alrighty. So we have a table of contents here, and you'll remember that I said there was actually 10 suites, which you will see listed here. We've got Tea Boutique, and I'm going to dive right in and show you the Tea Boutique suite, so I won't go there now. There's the Lovely in Linen suite as well. I'll just turn to the first page, and that one has a photopolymer bundle with a punch. So this one is a 10% off punch and stamp set bundle. So if you don't have the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, this one is a really good suite for you. There's the Lovely in Linen 12x12 designer series paper. Absolutely gorgeous. The Quatrefoil tile embossing folder also features in this suite. You can get the whole suite for just over $100, which is fantastic. And that includes a lot of coordinating products to play with. The other one that I want to show you is the Butterfly Kisses, which is page 36. This is bright and happy. It features a stamp and die bundle, the Best Butterflies bundle, and you've got the 2-piece butterflies which you can mix and match together. Some really cute retro lettering in the stamp set. There's some really happy bright coordinating paper. There's all the colours that it features across the top there, but you've got some embellishments which are also part of the suite. That's the Fun Flowers resin shapes, and I love all of these samples shown on page 36. Happy Forest Friends, this is another one I'm very tempted to get. Love the animal themed prints and stamp set and dies that are in this, especially for my Canadian family and friends. I can imagine sending some cards to them featuring these little critters. So you've got the Happier Than Happy bundle, which is a cling mount stamp set and the matching dies. It's a 10% off bundle. You've got the Happy Forest Friends paper, and that is just gorgeous, that paper. I have a feeling that also will coordinate with the dies, so you'll be able to you'll be able to punch out some of those images. But there's some simpler designs paired with some more intricate designs. There's also some lovely ribbon, which features the Old Olive and Sahara Sand twill ribbon in 2 different widths. So love all the cuteness of this, and I love this little owl. Isn't he gorgeous? I can see myself using that on some little note cards. We've also got Abigail Rose. Now I have just ordered this set too, so it'll be in my box unboxing this week. You'll see some of these products in real life. But don't you just love the sophistication and understated gorgeousness of this whole suite? Love the colors, love the craft, love the ribbon. What's it called? Natural Finish 7/8 ribbon, but it looks a little bit like burlap ribbon. Maybe it's a bit finer than the burlap ribbon because you can stamp on it and make it your own. It is a very neutral suite, so the neutral colors are featured very much in the designer series paper, double-sided. And the Cottage Rose bundle has some gorgeous greetings in it, and some beautiful dies as well, which I can see will combine together to create a really vintage look to the projects that I'm planning to make with these anyway. I love how they've paired it with some of the, what green is that? I'm trying to work out what green it is. I can't work out what green that is. I'm going to have to look up the card recipes and find out, but I really like how they've paired it up with that beautiful colour. A Wash in Beauty is another suite. That's the next one. That's probably our 6th suite, and it's on page 66 and 67. Let me just find it for you. Yeah, it's great to be able to show you guys the inside of the catalogue because we haven't been able to do that until it was available for customers online. So this is another beautiful flower suite. It looks like it's a distinctive stamp set, meaning that the images are all photorealistic, as are the images and the designs on the designer series paper. You've also got some embellishments in this suite, the new iridescent pearl basic jewels, which you'll find in the back of the catalogue if you want to get them separately. You can order this entire suite under one item code as well. And it features that really gorgeous, rich, deep purple colour, the Merry Merlot. So this has kind of got a bit of an autumny feel to it, I think. And I just love that sort of watercolour look of the stamps that you get, because it's a distinctive stamp set. Yeah, all you've got to do is ink it up and stamp it, and it looks amazing any which way you'll stamp it. One for the guys, and I'm always on the lookout for some really cool stamps and embellishments and designer series paper. We have He's the Man collection, which features some very cool, the designer series paper actually has die cut pieces in it. So it's 12 by 12, and it's called Specialty Designer Series paper because it looks like you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 designs, double-sided, and then there is 2 sheets which are just one side of these already pre-cut embellishments. So you can create lots of layers on your cards with both the designer series paper and those embellishments, those die cuts pre-printed. And I'm thinking this is going to be very easy to put things together. We've also got some new embellishments in this suite called the Rustic Metallic Adhesive Batch Dots. You can see them up close there. And some very cool new, because they're kind of labels, aren't they, those dies that go in the bundle. But I can see myself using those with other stamps and suites as well. So I think they'll be quite versatile. So that's the He's the Man suite. Now Sun Prince is another suite that's on page 90 and 91 that I'm going to feature one of the cards I'm showing you with the sun prints tonight. So I won't show you that suite yet. Texture Chic though I will show you, because this one's on page 98 and 99. And one of the things in this new catalogue is that there's some extra coordinating products that you may not see on your first run through as you're having a look through this catalogue. So this suite is called Texture Chic, and it's got, as you can see, lots and lots of textures, lots of layers. The stamp set features shells and snowflakes and flowers and leaves, very much nature inspired. You've got some beautiful specialty designer series paper which has gold running through it, and it coordinates with the new distressed gold specialty paper. Absolutely adore those two. I think I got that in my order, so I'll be able to show you that next week as well. But this stamp set and set of dies actually coordinates with one of the new Memories and More cards and envelopes. So let me just take you to the back. It's not clear at first glance that this is the case, but you can see the same name, Texture Chic, right, on page 98. You've got the Texture Chic Memories and More card pack here, which is going to coordinate beautifully. And it says, look to see more of this product in use on page 96. So if you go, yeah, here we go. Here's some of the cards and envelopes that have been cut up and used on this gift here. But don't forget that all of these cards are actually going to coordinate with this new suite, this new Texture Chic suite. Now the cards and envelopes next to it with the same name, you'll get 20 cards and 20 envelopes. And again, these coordinate beautifully with this entire new product suite. So don't forget that when you're going through the catalogue and wanting to order products like for like and have coordinating items that you can use together very easily, then you've got these two extra products here as well. So it's just something to be mindful of. And yeah, the Hues of Happiness suite, which I've already shown you, so I won't go in there either. You've got the accessories and more. So page 120 is where you'll have all of the, oh, love this page. There's another rainbow on this page. And you'll basically see all of the additional products that, including ink pads and cardstock and ribbons and embellishments and colouring tools, etc., are all in the following section. But I just love how they've drawn together some of the beautiful embellishments. This looks like that gorgeous new set of sequins which I got. Just find it. I've ordered these and I'm anticipating these will come in separate containers. These are the For Everything fancy sequins, and it says 1 container each, so you've got 3 containers of the 3 colorways. And this one is a close-up here. They've got a close-up of all the different types of sequins that you can get. Isn't that gorgeous? I cannot wait. I'm going to use those, I think, in my vintage bottle shaker domes. But you could also use them individually with a little bit of glue on your project. I just thought they look gorgeous all together because they've got some just plain iridescent sort of white looking sequins as well as the subtle colours. So they're going to go with all of the pinks, the greens and the blues. There's another little close-up of them there. I love it. But yeah, then you go to the blues and then you've got the turquoise and then you've got the greens. And there's one of our Peekaboo gift bags, which I will be asking. One of our questions actually is related to those. So Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. All right, so on this page, don't forget you've got a go-to resource if you're looking for cardstock, ink pads, ink refills, Stampin' Blends. All of them are listed here in all of the colours. There's your 5 new in colours and the 5 in colours from the previous year. Great way to get your new colours is to go to the collections, assortments and bundles section on page 126, and if you have a look here you will get the 5 ink pads of the new in colours. All 5 ink pads are $63 Australian, which is 10% off the price of the ink pads. So you're not paying full price if you get them as a bundle of 5. Same with the other colour families or colour collections. If you buy the entire 10, say the brights, for example, you're getting 10% off that bundle as well. And that's the item codes there for those. I've got all our colouring tools, our returning colouring tools. Incidentally, if you love the blends, you will be very glad to know that each of the new in colours has a pair of Stampin' Blends for that colour, a light and a dark. So you'll be able to go ahead and order those straight away. As the Stampin' Write markers, the water-based ones, you will also be able to get an assortment of the 5 or the 10. Yeah, dots are much easier than the brads. Yeah, that's true. They're easy to put on with a little touch of glue, and that's what I do anyway. I use my take your pick tool and I pick up the sequins and yeah, or whatever it is I need to get. And some of the embellishments have a sticky dot on the back anyway. So it looks like you're applying a brad, but it's not a brad, and you don't have to poke a hole first. I agree with that statement, totally. Yes, so the back section of the catalogue has all of our papers. We even have papers that will coordinate with other suites. So it's got a note down here that this one coordinates with the Sunprint suite, which is found on page 90 and 91, and that's one of the suites that I'll be featuring in my demonstration in a second. So look for the other things that will coordinate. So this one here is in a blue and neutral colorway. We've got Pacific Point, Night of Navy and Starry Sky, but the papers at the back, they feature Blackberry Bliss as well, so as a few other colors. So don't miss out on coordinating products, and if you really love that Sunprints paper, it's a nice idea to be able to get it in some other colorways. So Coastal Cabana and Gorgeous Grape, Evening Evergreen and Petal Pink, plus a few other colors are featured in those. These are 12 by 12 or 6 by 6. 12 by 12 they are, but they feature that same sort of pattern on them. So I'll be showing you that suite in a second. Alrighty, what else do I need to share with you? As always, there's lots of ways to engage with Stampin' Up. So you can order our all-inclusive kits. You can create your own kit from stamps, ink and paper as you go through the catalogue. You can host a party either online or hopefully you can still hear me. You can host a party online, or you can host a party in person. Yeah, let me know if you're interested in either of those. At the moment, as always, there are perks for hosting. You get to go shopping in the catalogue and get some of the things on your wish list without having to pay for them. The other way to make the most of this new catalogue is by joining. And I'm just going to go and see if I've got a little flyer handy to show you, which has some information about the joining promotion that we've got on at the moment. Where is it? So basically, I can just tell you, basically you will get about $116 extra in your starter kit. And you're paying $169, still choosing $235 worth of product from the catalogue. So the in-colour ink pads, some designer series paper, and some grid paper as well, are all included. I can't remember what else, I think that's it. But you will get basically all of the in-colour ink pads and some cardstock, that's right, a coordinating pack of the mixed cardstock. And so basically you're getting a whole heap more in your starter kit. So if you want to be able to get a discount every time you place an order, if you want to have access to the Demonstrator website, join our fabulous Demonstrator community, then being a demonstrator might be something that is for you. I've got some information on my blog, in my latest newsletter. Of course, if you have any questions about that, please ask, and I'm more than happy to answer and point you in the right direction. And you could be ordering your starter kit with all those extra freebies and be stalking the postie. And yeah, believe me, it's very exciting when all of those things arrive. Excuse me. All right, so we have lots and lots of things, lots and lots of new things in this catalogue. I'm going to get started and show you something from the Tea Boutique suite. This suite actually has a stamp set and a set of dies, so you'll see them there. It's also got some beautiful designer series paper, and that's in 6x6 size. You've got also a set of the cards and envelopes. Now this whole suite features the 5 new in colours. So we've got Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. So the note cards and envelopes feature all 5 of those. You get 4 each of those in colours and the matching envelopes. You get 20 cards in that pack. And it also includes the crushed curry colour. So that's the yellow colour that's featured there. I just think it's adorable, and I can see myself sending cards to not just people that like tea, but people who appreciate homemade soup, or you know, you've got the flowers, you've got the little slices of lemon. You don't need to use the teacups and tea bag kind of idea, but the dies coordinate beautifully with the stamp set. And I'm going to show you a very simple card using the note cards and envelopes. Oh, incidentally, there is a very cute little sample I just wanted to draw your attention to here. Can you see how there's a little window for a little peekaboo window, so that you can see what's inside that little gift bag, and it's actually got a seal at the top. Those are our new peekaboo treat bags, and you'll find them at the back of the catalogue. So that's what's featured there on page 12. All right, I'm going to put my catalogue to the side and bring in my note card and envelope. I'm going to use the Parakeet Party coloured envelope. I just want to show you a really nice feature of these envelopes. So you've got the printed envelopes, you've got the little bit of flower that features on the front there, but if you flip it over, both of those elements are featured on the back of the envelope. So even the back looks pretty when it's closed. And you've got the card base, which is obviously going to coordinate with each colour. That's pretty plain. Each one has a slight pattern though. So yeah, so here's the Tahitian Tide one, and you've got a couple other different patterns. This one's probably the strongest pattern, the Starry Sky. It's got quite a stark pattern in the background, so they vary. But I love the fact that they're all ready to go, so all you've really got to do is stamp on them. I have got a piece of basic white cardstock, and I've also got a sheet of the designer series paper, which is called Tea Boutique. On one side is that beautiful teacup pattern, but we're going to stamp onto, it looks like polka dots from far away, but it's actually tiny little flowers, and they're really pretty. So I'm going to be using, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. I'm going to be using the new Sweet Sorbet ink pad, and I'm just going to stamp the teacup stamp from the stamp set. So that's not the solid stripes, but the one that's got the little fern pattern onto it. I'm just going to ink that up and stamp it down the bottom here. I'm going to cut that out with one of the dies. I'm also going to stamp a couple of things on these two pieces of basic white. So I'll just grab my little love the dies in this set. You've got a couple of hearts, you've got a little tea bag, oh, and I need this cup. That's what I'll do. I'll take that out too. I'm running a class on this set with the suite, and if you purchase the entire suite, you will actually get the class for free. So you can either do it online, or you get to come along for free, by mail, or you get to come along to my craft room and do it for free. The details of the class are on my Facebook page if you're looking out for that. All right, so I just need to stamp the little lemon segment, and I'm going to do that on one of these pieces of basic white. So I'm using the crushed curry. So you could either do it really strong colour or a little bit softer. I think I like that softer colour. We are actually going to be stamping the flowers in yellow with that flower stamp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my pieces out first, and then we'll be able to center our little teacup and work out where the rest of the stamping is going to go. I'm just going to line up that little teacup there, and I'll pop that on my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And this goes on the top. Am I back now, Anne? I hope I am. I told my kids not to watch anything, not to stream anything while I'm doing my Facebook Live. So let's hope they've held up their end of the bargain. Okay, so I've got my little teacup. I've got my little lemon piece. There we go. I'll pop those over there. And pop that there. All right, so now I can actually line up my teacup and work out where it's going to go. It's sort of going to go a little bit sort of towards the middle. So I've got enough room for, that's good. I'm glad I'm back. I'm not talking to myself. I'm going to stamp the foliage in the parakeet party. So just eyeball it, and you'll be able to work out where that needs to go. So it looks like it's kind of sprouting out of the top of the teacup. It's really cute. The flowers, as I said, are going to be in yellow. So I'll do those full strength. This is a stamp that it sort of swivels around, and you can see how to place it in amongst the foliage there. So it looks like those flowers are also growing on those on those fronds. Here is my little lemon wedge, and I'm just going to tuck that behind there so that it is hiding a little bit. I didn't quite stamp or cut that straight. You can always hide things behind other things, can't you? So I'm just going to get a couple of dimensionals, and I'm going to pop that on there. Peel these off, about 3 dimensionals on the back, and then that just gets put about there. So as you can see, I've got a little bit of room for my greeting, which I'm going to stamp in the Starry Sky, just because it's a nice strong colour, and we'll be able to see that sort of in amongst all the other stamping. I want that to stand out. So this is going to be a get well soon card, and I think, you know, if you wanted to make some chicken soup for someone, if they're in quarantine or they're missing out on something, yeah, because they have to isolate, or even if they've just got a cold, it's nice to be able to, yeah, drop something into somebody to say that you're thinking of them. So this one says, take care of yourself, and this is going to just go straight onto the card base. So you'll sort of see all of those colours come together. And I'll show you the other ones that I made using the other colours in that cards and envelopes pack. So remember, you get the 5 in colours, and they all coordinate really nicely. So this one I've paired with a little bit of the petal pink colour comes out there, and that one's got a yellow cup, and this one is featuring the Starry Sky background, but I've used the Tahitian Tide for the cup, and I've stamped on the plainer patterns. So remember, this designer series paper that's featured in this suite actually has some more intricate patterns on it, and it's got some plainer patterns, so you can really mix and match them. There they all are there. You get a kind of a really good idea about what's included. Would you like to see a sneak peek of the cards that we are making in my class? Okay, so here we go. Here's one of the cards that we're making, and you can see that there's a bit of a stitched background featuring one of our other dies. But yeah, that's like a little trio of teacups. Here's some teapots all grouped together. Actually, you have a friend who collects teapots, so this card reminds me of her. Love all those bright, happy colours. And this is the 3rd card that we're making, and it features some embossed resist in the background of that little cup. So I'm going to be showing you step by step how to put these cards together, how to use the stamps in a slightly different way. And they're the 3 cards that are going to be featured in my class. So if you'd like to come along to that, let me know, and I will pop your name down, and you'll get to pick a prize from my prizes that I showed you. Here is a sneak peek of one of our Stamper Stack cards. So Anne, yes, if you come along to the Stamper Stack, or if you have registered for the Stamper Stack by mail, this is one of the cards that's featured. And yeah, I'll show you, I'll have instructions for step by step on how to put this one together. It's a really cute little card. I love it. All right, that's the first project done and dusted. All right, Now, the first 3 questions that I need to ask you are, name the colours, name all the colours. This is question number 1. Name all the colours used in the Tea Boutique suite. What are all the colours that are used in the Tea Boutique suite? Now, you will need to pop number 1 down in the comments if you're watching live, or even if you're watching later, and you can write your answers next to that, and I will go through the answers and I will pick a winner out of all the correct answers. So it'll be a random winner. So you need to make sure you get the answers right. Number 2, question number 2, how many card bases and envelopes do you get in the Tea Boutique cards and envelopes? How many cards and envelopes, card bases and envelopes do you get in the Tea Boutique cards and envelopes? And number 3, question number 3 is, what type of gift bag is featured on page 12 of the catalogue? What type of gift bag is featured on page 12 of the catalogue? There you go. All right, I'm just going to go and grab the ingredients for my next project to show you, which is actually just over the page from the Tea Boutique suite. I didn't realise this when I was deciding what to show you. These are just the things that I got in my pre-order, which which I've been playing with for a couple of weeks. I'm just going to pop that there. Yes, I've been playing with this for a couple of weeks, and and I've actually used them in several classes already. So they have had a good workout, and I thought I would feature the Stamparatus in this project, just to show you a different way maybe to use the Stamparatus than what you're used to. There'll be some questions during this presentation as well, not necessarily related to what I'm showing you, but they could be. So yeah, have a listen and see how you go with the next round. All right, I'm just going to grab my Stamparatus, which is over here. So here is my Stamparatus. I've actually got one of the, where is it? One of the stamp sets that you'll see featured over the page. It also has a set of matching dies, which I've got ready to go in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So here's our Tea Boutique suite. Just over the page, on page 14, you'll see a bundle called Sending Smiles, and it is a 10% off bundle. You will see that there are some beautiful samples there, and yeah, I love it. I mean, I just love flowers anyway, but I really liked this one because it kind of reminded me a little bit of those beautiful echinacea flowers. They could be cornflowers, they could be daisies. This one definitely reminds me of an echinacea flower, and I love how you can stamp the middle of these before you cut them out and make them look quite realistic. Here's one that's been sort of double stamped in a card with a double stamped flower, and it's got the word sending in the dies and also in the stamps. But the idea is that you can create, hi Jeanette, good to see you. The idea is that you can create your own greeting out of it. So you can actually mix and match any of these words with the word sending, or you could just use them by themselves. So you could say sending comfort. You don't have to say comfort and strength. Sending love, sending big hugs and smiles across the miles. You can mix and match in between these words as well. So it's really versatile, and it's got a whole heap of different combinations that you can try out. So it's on page 14 of your catalogue. And what I've done here is I've already cut some of the shapes out, and I've already put the stamps in the right spot where they are meant to go, so that when I put something in my template, it's going to stamp it straight down. And on the other side, I'm going to use a different colour. I'm going to use the blue, which is going to be the centre of my flowers. And I'll just make sure I've got all of my ink pads here. I think I do. That's good. Yeah, and also the greeting. So I've got these all in place on my Stamparatus. So all I've got to do before I start stamping, and again, if you have multiple multiple copies of the one card that you need to do, then it's a matter of just punching them out of a piece of basic white, like I'm doing now, and then placing them into the template. And I'll show you what I mean. It's so easy. So if you haven't tried to use your Stamparatus like this, this is a great way to use it. So we have some white pieces all done, and we have a white word as well. So I'm just going to pop these in the gaps to start. And I've got my ink pads all ready to go. So I find just using one magnet is absolutely fine for the Stamparatus. You don't need more than one to hold your piece of cardstock down, because if you do use more than one, you've got the danger of them coming together and the magnets will shatter. So there is actually a warning on the packet, which comes with the Stamparatus when you get it, is don't put the magnets together, because yeah, you will find that they disintegrate, they splinter, and that's not very nice. They won't be great to use after that. Alright, so I've already done my die cutting, and now I'm just going to bring that in. You can see I've fitted it together again, just like a puzzle. So when I come in to ink up my flowers, they are in the right spot. As long as that is in the corner, that will be in the correct spot. So I'm just tapping really lightly. If you don't press too hard, you shouldn't get ink on your other flowers that are, sorry, your Stamparatus plate, and that just makes clean up a whole lot easier. So I would just tap super lightly, and you will find that you have adequate ink on there, and that's given me a perfect result. So you can see how easy that is. And now I've got the blue to do, because I'm actually putting blue centers in the middle of my flowers. One was a little bit messier, but that's okay. I'm just going to press that down. Actually don't know where the little middle one went for that. I hope it's not lost. I might have to find that one. And for the greeting, I'm just going to do that also in red. Okay, so what I'm going to do, oops, it's a very tiny stamp, so it must have just come off because it's a bit hot in here. I think sometimes, yeah, sometimes stamps don't stick as well with the heat. Okay, so that's in the right spot now. So if I do get a little bit of ink on that, and then just stamp that again, all good. There we go, there's my other one. There we go. It's got a little middle now. All right, so I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to ink up my greeting in the sweet sorbet. Just a tiny little bit on there, and then make sure that's lined up and that's in the perfect position. So this one will say sending love and hugs, and I'm just going to use the word sending, which I thought I had out. There it is, there's the smaller one. It's stuck to one of my magnets on the back. So this is the smaller sending. There's a larger one, which I've already cut using the white, which is there. So I'm just going to use this one with a little bit of sweet sorbet cardstock and just run it through my machine. And then we'll be ready to put the 10, even 15 of these cards. You could do that with this template. You will know that your stamps are in the right spot, and yeah, all you need to do is pop those pre-cut pieces in, and away you go. So there is a little bit of fiddling to do with this. There's just a couple of bits of cardstock that go in the middle that I like to get out, because then you can actually read the word properly. It's going to be layered, so there we go, there's my word sending, and I'm going to pop that on the top. Let me just get rid of my Stamparatus. I'm starting to get an accumulation of items on the floor here. That's okay. All right. So I have a card base, which is sweet sorbet, and I have actually scored it. I've scored it lengthways, so I've cut a sheet of A4 in half lengthways and scored it in the middle, but I've also done an extra score line. This is going to be an easel card, and I have just scored it, I think it's 10 centimeters or 5, just 5 centimeters from the bottom, and that's going to be my card front. So with your small die cuts like this, you just want to add a tiny weeny bit of glue. You can use the adhesive sheets which are in the back of the catalogue with all the stamp and cut and emboss machine accessories. I tend to use glue more often than not, just because I find that it's easier to kind of get things in place. So you'll see what I mean as I'm putting this together. It's good to be able to swivel and move it around so that, yeah, so that you get your word over the top, exactly over the top of that white. So see how that really stands out now? You've got the double layer. I'll put that over there to dry. The other thing we need to cut, I forgot, is some of these little fronds, and I will use the parakeet party for that. So this is going to help bring the card together, because we've got our flowers but we've got nothing to put them onto, so we will need to cut 2 of those, and we're going to have them on the front of the card as well. So I'm thinking all my elements are together now, which is good. All right, so what we want to do is layer a couple of these together. I might do what I did in the background of this one and just stamp a few of the smaller flowers. So in this stamp set, there's a little tiny spray of flowers. That's the stamp I'm using. And just to kind of add a little bit of interest in the background. I'm stamping it again and again without re-inking. So you'll see there's a couple of different shades, and I might do the same on the base card as well, just to give it a little bit of interest. There we go. It's a nice little stamp. It doesn't actually have a die that goes with it, so it's nice to be able to use it. So what I'm going to do is just put these two together, the red on top of the Starry Sky. Sorry, the Sweet Sorbet on top of the Starry Sky. And then we're only going to apply glue, just on the underside of this piece where it is going to be attached to the card. It's not going to be attached all the way because we'll need to be able to lift it like this and sit it up like an easel card. So you don't want any glue behind here, only behind this bit. And so I'm just going to eyeball that, and I've worked out it's about that much that I need. And I'm going to sit it just there, so it's sort of centered on the front of the card. And we'll leave that to dry for a little bit while we gather our flowers and our stems. Yeah, so this stamp set, as I said, it's one of the ones that caught my eye as soon as I opened up our pre-order, which demonstrators get to pre-order from the new catalogue, order from the new catalogue before anyone else does. So we actually get a sneaky peek as well, and that was something that really caught my eye. I thought, oh, I really like that. I could do Mother's Day cards, I could do all occasions cards, I could do the flowers in any colour. There could be any type of flower. So yeah, I'm really drawn to flower stamp sets and bundles that that feature flowers. Okay, just pop that back there, and love and big hugs. That's just going to be flat. All right, so I'm going to bring our card base back in. We've got our word sending here as well. So I'm just going to close my ink pad. And you can see how this this card will be assembled. That's it. That's the side view. So when it's flat, you can still pop it inside an envelope. But when it stands up, it's very much a 3D card. So it's kind of a bit of a wow card. And to hold it in place, you'll just need to pop a dimensional on the back of that smaller flower, like that, and you're going to sit that in the middle like that, and that is the perfect little mechanism to hold it all in place. And when you're ready to fold it down, you just fold it down like that. So that's a really simple easel card, guys. You can put any stamps on that. You can make it out of any colour. You can use any embellishments. All right, now we're just going to finish off the front. I'm going to use the larger stem. That's going to come from the middle and extend out that way. And then the smaller stem, which is part of the dies as well, is going to go off in the other direction. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back. There. We've got the larger flower is going to go just up there. So you will see that flower kind of goes off the edge of that card, but it's not off the edge of the larger card down the bottom. Here's my echinacea shaped one. And here's the little blue flower, which is part of the bouquet. Actually, I could probably put it facing that way a little bit more. That's it. Beautiful. Now we've got our sending, our word sending. So I'm just going to apply a little tiny bit of ink, glue. I keep saying ink. It's not ink, it's glue. Just going to pop that there. And then to finish our sentence, we're actually using love and big hugs. So let me just pop that down there, and I will bring in my original card, and I'll show you what embellishments I used to finish it off. I thought the brushed brass butterflies were absolutely perfect for this card. So this is my original card. I've got some matching sweet sorbet shimmer ribbon, which kind of ties it all in, gives it a little bit of bling. Got the love and big hugs. You can see the stamping behind there. There's my little one, and there's my 3 flowers on the main part of the card. And as you can see, it still all folds down beautifully to send through the mail. So don't forget that little score line is just 5 centimeters from the end, and you've cut your A4 sheet in half. Too easy to remember. I'll show you the blue version. Here is the Starry Sky and Orchid Oasis version of the card, and you can see the matching ribbon there. So that's in the purple and yellow colorway. So quite a different look, but I think equally as pretty. So I don't know which one you like the best, the red or the blue. But yeah, I can see lots of cards being made with this stamp set. Whether they're going to be easel cards or not, I'm going to try a pink one, I think, next time, and bring out maybe that echinacea flower feel of the stamp set. Alrighty, so that is the Sending Smiles bundle, which has stamps and what do you call them, dies in there as well, and you can get that now in the brand new catalogue. I've got 3 more questions for you, which I want you to answer down below this video. So question number 4 is, I want you to name 3 new ribbons. Now, the ribbons section is in the back of the catalogue. If you don't have the catalogue, you can look it up online. You don't need a physical copy of the catalogue. You can just Google either Stampin' Up! Ribbons or go into the online store and do a search for ribbons or accessories or embellishments, and you will eventually find them. So I want you to name 3 new ribbons, and the next question number 5, is name 3 new stand-alone die sets. So not die sets that go with a stamp set, so not bundles. I want you to find 3 new stand-alone die sets that are in the back of the catalogue in the accessories section as well, and just name them below. And the last question for this quiz, this number 2 quiz, is question number 6. Name 3 new embossing folders. I'm going to be featuring one of them in my next, my final demonstration. But I would like you to name 3 new embossing folders. So that's questions 4, 5, and 6. All right, how are we going? How's our time going? We've got 15 minutes, well, until I thought I was going to be finished. So thanks if you've been watching all the way through. I don't know if you're still there, Anne. I actually can't see anybody online, so it's actually not telling me. It still tells me I've got 5 people. 2 people, 3 people, 5 people. Yes, keeps dropping in and out. So I'm hoping that I'm not dropping in and out. I'm hoping it means that you guys can still hear me okay. All right, let me just move the bits and pieces over that I need. The Sun Prince suite is probably, I say every suite's my favourite, but this one really, really, truly, I think is my favourite. And so I had to get all of the coordinating products. I had to get the entire suite, plus those extra papers that I mentioned, which have that same beautiful pattern on them. And yeah, and now I have probably made about, maybe 10 or 15 different cards, different projects featuring the Sun Print suite. So I know I've got lots more that I want to make with it. And yeah, it really is quite gorgeous, and you honestly can't go wrong with it. So yeah, so with this card, I'm actually starting off with the neutral colour that is part of the suite. Let me find the suite again for you so I can show you what it looks like in the catalogue. It's a little bit further in, and it's on page 9091. There we go. Okay, so there it is. And you see the blues definitely feature very prominently. You've got, yeah, that beautiful stamp set, which is a distinctive stamp set. So that means that, you know, you've got some ones that look a little bit like silhouettes in it, but you've also got that photorealistic look to the fern and the flower. Really beautiful. You've got some ink splodges in there too. And I really like the font in the greetings. I think it's just beautiful. So, you know, this stamp set would lend itself very well to collage stamping. You could use it with bleach. In fact, some of the designs in the designer series paper actually remind me of bleach. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because, you know, sun activates bleach, or heat activates bleach. Yeah, so this is a beautiful stamp set, even by itself, but it's even better when you've got the matching dies. So it comes in a lovely big pack of 11 dies, and they're called Nature's Prints dies. And yeah, so we're going to be using a couple of different dies. You've got a beautiful wreath die, which doesn't really match any of the stamps, but it makes a really nice element on the card. I love the fact that it's not even, it's just really quirky looking wreath, and there's no right or wrong way to put it. So yeah, so we've got lots of options there. And I've got a few little frond dies which I'm going to make use of, because there's some doubles in that, so I can actually cut them at the same time out of multiple different bits of paper. Alright, so, and there's a really nice greeting, you can see it there, but that's what the greeting die looks like. It's got some really nice embossing around the edge of it. Isn't that gorgeous? It just looks beautiful. It also coordinates with a lot of our other dies. So if you're looking for a really nice set of dies that matches stamps but also has a few standalone dies in it, then this one is probably one that you'll want to go for. Plus it's just divine. Okay, so I've got three different types of, well, three different patterns of the designer series paper here, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut the fronds, a couple of different fronds out of each of them, slightly different sizes, but as long as you fit all of your bits and pieces on there, it really doesn't matter how big or little they are. Okay, that's it, that and that. So I'm going to run those through, and I've got some stamping to do before I run the next lot. So I'm just going to run this through and cut those out. I might run that through another time and just cut a few more out, because what we're going to be doing with this is we're going to make our own wreath we're going to layer the paper elements onto a vellum wreath, which will serve to create a real lovely texture on our card. At the end, I've lost my little pokey tool, so I'm just going to cheat and use my scissors. Lucky they've got a nice sharp point on them. Alright, so we do want a couple more of these fronds. You can see I've cut a couple out already, but we do want a couple more. So just going to put my greeting aside and those aside, and I'm going to grab these again and just kind of randomly place them onto there we go. I think that'll be enough. And when you've got all your elements cut out, yeah, it really is easy to put it together. It's not too complicated. As I said, you're designing your own wreath, so yeah, these keep slipping around. Goodness me. Yeah, so what you'll want to do is just get your glue handy and have it ready to go. Or your glue dots, whatever you prefer using. Some people prefer glue because then they can wiggle things around a bit. It's got a bit of wriggle room. But if you don't want to use the glue, that's okay. You don't have to. You can use your glue dots. Okay, so here's some more fronts. I'm happy with that amount now. That's a good amount. I'll pop all my dies over here, pop all my fronds over here. And now we're going to just cut a beautiful vellum piece, which will serve as the base. Look, even those look gorgeous too, don't they? Just love all those cutouts and those shapes. All right, so I'm going to stamp first and then I'll cut, because I'm cutting both a vellum wreath. So there's my wreath. If I twist it around that way, it's going to cut everything. And my piece that looks like, my piece that looks like this is for that little frond. And I will use the grey granite, which is the colour, the neutral colour that is used in this suite. It's in the paper, but you know, you can obviously coordinate your dies with it. So this is okay because I'm just going to cut that out, so don't worry about that little extra shadow. Alrighty, so here we go. We're going to just get the dies and use them into my other die. There it is. And that goes across there. Someone told me that if you can see the branch or the stem in that little dot there, then it's in the right spot. So we'll see how we go, see if we get that right. And of course our base card is also grey granite, so it's going to really tie it in nicely. And that colour is just so stunning, isn't it? It's a little bit warmer than crumb cake. It's kind of in between. But those neutrals, they're just really, really lovely with any colour. There you go, that's pretty good. This has got some little bits that come out too, so that you get that real kind of 3D see-through look. And then there's my wreath. Is it going to come out? No, I need to poke it. So I'm just going to poke it through with some of these little holes. And once one bit is coming out, you can just gently lift it out like that. But the detail in this wreath is absolutely gorgeous. You just want to get all those little bits out so that you can see that lovely detail. It actually puts embossing on the leaves, so it partially cuts the leaves and fronds out for you. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see? Yeah, there's some really nice detail on there. Okay, so that's going to the side. We're going to stamp our greeting and then we'll be ready to pop everything on our card. Here's our greeting. And I want to say a heartfelt thank you. So heartfelt thank you to you if you're watching tonight or if you're watching the replay. Don't forget to go back to right to the beginning of this video and you will know how to make the most of my pick a prize and also my BOGO sale that's happening for a week from today. But yeah, heartfelt thank you. So that's all ready to go onto the card. And what I will also stamp is this stamp. I couldn't resist using this beautiful detailed stamp, the Fern, which is the largest stamp in the set. And I wanted that to be really subtle, so just tone on tone. That's what I'm going to do. And bringing it on the side there, because most of my paper and layering is going to be on this part. And I'll show you in a minute what I'm intending to do. I've also got the embossing folder here. And I will need the grey adapter plate. So let me just go and grab that. This is a 3D embossing folder. There's my grey adapter plate and it's called the Fern embossing folder. So that's one of our new folders. And yeah, it is absolutely beautiful. Look at the detail in that. But you wait, when I put it through with one of these designer series paper sheets, a plainer one, I wanted to show off that design. So that just goes straight down on the plate and run through. And voila, there we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Don't you love that paper? It just goes light and shade, and if you just turn it in the light, you can see all that lovely detail. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's going to feature on my card. And remember, that is part of the Sunprint suite. When you get it, you will also get that beautiful embossing folder. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back here. Even that side looks nice. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. Maybe I should do that. And then I can show... Oh, no, I'll do this. I like the plainer side because we're going to do lots of layering. So we don't want it to be too busy. If it wasn't so busy on the top, I would definitely use the other side, the deboss side. Okay, and on the back here, a tiny bit of glue. Remember this, whoops, this glue, you only need a tiny amount, all right? So you don't want to overdo that. And I'm just gonna pop that straight down there. Cover over the stem of that little fern. And we are going to layer our vellum down first, but we'll use some glue dots for that because vellum is, you know, one of those things that can go a little bit bendy and wobbly if you put wet glue onto it. So let me grab some vellum dots, just about 3 of them, or 4, depending on where we're going to put them. I'm just looking for my, yes, I've got some of that grey granite ribbon that I'm going to use. Okay, so that's enough. I've got, I want to put your wreath so that's sort of in the middle of that piece of designer series paper. And then with your extra fronds that you cut, just going to place them very carefully. And I've got a couple of ones that I'm going to have on the grey granite side. So going around, I'll just scatter a couple of those. You can flip them around as you see fit and put them where you want them to go. And then just a tiny bit of glue on the back of the blue ones. And you basically want to follow the wreath around. Just layering the pieces on until you're happy with what it looks like. You know, you might want to keep going. Just a few more. Yeah, just keep going until you've got some of those gaps filled in. And remember, we've actually got a couple of, so we've got an extra frond that's going to go up there. That's our stamped one. So we'll just pop that there for a second. We probably don't need to put one behind there because it will be hiding. But I think we probably need another one over the other side. Like that, going that way. And you'll gradually build your wreath up until you are happy with what it looks like. And yeah, I think it just gives that feeling of, or that look of fullness, like it's a real 3D wreath and not just made of cardstock. Can you see how that's really coming to life now? Alrighty, so just a glue dot on the back of this guy down the bottom. And we're going to put our greeting on with dimensionals. And then what I like to do with my ribbon,